so tired and I have not a clue why, because I went to bed at my normal time. If anything, I actually went to bed earlier and I slept great, but I'm exhausted. I got a lot to take care of before I leave for my trip, so that's stressing me out a little bit, and maybe that's making me tired. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm tired, but we have a lot to do today, so the show must go on, as they say. My group trip starts in 9 days, which is so soon, right around the corner. I cannot believe it. I keep saying it, and I know that it's approaching, but it still hasn't fully sunken in yet. I am gonna get my nails done next week because they're looking pretty rough right now. Definitely need to get those done, but I also don't like to get them done too soon in case they start growing. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. Today, we're gonna do a little Q&A. I thought that would be fun. I feel like we haven't done one of those in forever. But we also have a lot to do, so let's start the morning. Morning vitamin, as usual. Getting low on this one, but I have another one stacked and ready to go. And I'm gonna work out this morning, but I'm gonna make myself a little pre-workout snack. I hate how they seal these rice cakes because there's like no good way to rip open the plastic. You're not supposed to put it in the toaster, but I like to put it in there for like 20 seconds just to heat it up so that when I put peanut butter on top, it melts the peanut butter, which is very tasty. Yum. Haven't had one of these in so long. I'm going for an orange look for today's workout. So top and bottom are both Halara, which you probably already guessed, but think it looks very cute. I do have a call this morning, so I need to crank out this workout, get a good sweat session, shower, and get myself ready for that call. So I'm just gonna log in and hop on the call. Should be about 20 minutes probably, and then we'll continue on. Hi, how are you? Yum, yum, yum. Topped it with some Franks, and I've got a little on the side for Miss Coco. Usually at the store we get the Starbucks iced coffee, but I wanted to try something different. So grab the La Colombe cold brew, medium roast. I'm not a fan of light roast, and dark roast, I wasn't sure how dark it would be because I haven't had this before. This is so difficult to get off. What the heck? Oh my gosh. I'm fighting for my life with this. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. Some oat milk. Tiny bit of creamer. And the verdict is pretty good. It's a win for me. It is time to get ready for the day. I thought we could start answering a couple questions while I do my makeup. Starting off strong. Fave books right now. I can't give you like a favorite book, but I will give you a favorite author at the moment, Frida McFadden. I don't know why it took me so long to start reading her books, but I just love her style of writing, and they're such quick reads for me. Also, Emily Henry. Anything Emily Henry, big fan of. And Abby Jimenez. Yeah, I can't pick a favorite book at the moment. I need to look at my list, but my 2025 books so far are all like 4 stars or higher. I think there was only one that I didn't really enjoy, but I've been pretty much loving every single thing that I have read this year so far. Are your parents going on your Europe trip? They are not. I'm actually taking the trip by myself. Obviously, Atomic Trips is hosting it, so they are running the show. I'm not going completely alone, but yeah, I don't have a plus one going with me, but I'm doing it solo and I'm really excited. What's your daily workout routine? So kind of varies day to day. I do skate twice a week at the moment, so I'm getting my extra cardio in there. And then I usually do a workout like Monday through Saturday. Not every week, like obviously I travel a lot and I do try to exercise while traveling, but it doesn't always happen depending. I always try to get 10,000 steps every day. I have been following a plan for about 2.5 months on ladder, and every day is a little different. So it's like Pilates mixed in. I've got upper body, lower body. I also like to row. Would love to get back running, but I'm still a little apprehensive about that with my knee. But don't think that you need to exercise as much as I do. I am a professional athlete, so I love staying active, and I also have a very untraditional job, so I have more time to do more things, you know? What is your ideal holiday and where? It's hard to say because I love the beach. I love the warm tropical climate. I love reading by the pool. Like all of that is a vibe. However, I love an adventure. I love exploring a new city and like trying new food and doing activities. I'm a big activity gal. So I think like my 2 bucket list destinations right now, aside from like where I'm going to be going on my next contract, are Japan and Hawaii. Hawaii is probably more like hiking and nature and beach and swimming and all of that sort of good stuff. And then on the other side, Japan is more like exploring the city, trying new foods, learning the culture, what have you. Next question is about my queen Coco. Actually, a few people asked me what kind of dog she is, what breed. So she is a Shorkie, which is a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. She definitely acts a bit more like a Yorkie. She's not as yappy, and I don't want to say that to sound mean because Yorkies are so cute, but they do tend to bark a lot. Coco is not really like that, which is not to say she doesn't bark. If she sees a dog outside, she's gonna say hey. But I think she looks a little bit more like a Shih Tzu, although she is, I feel like a really solid mix. Makeup is done. Now it's time to take care of the hair. The elephant in the room is that my hair is looking a bit crazy. It's definitely frizzy, but don't worry. We're gonna take care of that. I have this Good Behavior smoothing spray from IGK Hair, and they are the sponsor of today's video, so a big thank you to them. So this is a heat-activated anti-frizz spray that provides up to 72 hours of frizz control, and it's a heat protectant up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, which you guys know I really don't use a ton of heat on my hair, but whenever I do, I make sure to have a heat protectant. And this is great because it's a 2-in-1. It's gonna smooth your hair and make it look absolutely gorgeous, but it also is protecting your hair so you're not damaging it when you are using heat. This bad boy is inspired by professional keratin treatments, which I personally have never gotten, but they do use very harsh chemicals, so you get that sleek, smooth looking finish on your hair without the harsh chemicals. You can use this on damp or dry hair. I obviously have dry hair, so we are just gonna go for it. I do like to section off my hair just to make sure that I am getting everything, and I do have a lot of hair, so this is an important step. I also love that it's a lightweight and non-greasy formula. There's nothing worse than using product on your hair and then just feeling disgusting after. So using this won't weigh down your hair or make it feel sticky. Now I do naturally have wavy hair and it's very thick, but this does work on all hair types. So if you have thin or really fine hair, this will also work the same. It will control frizz and block humidity for all hair types. Just gonna brush this out. This is activated by a heat styling tool, so I'm going to curl my hair today, but you can use whichever heat styling tool of your choice, whether it's a hair dryer, a straightener, a blow-up brush, what have you. Hair is done. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's so silky smooth and shiny. And it was literally so easy. Just spray this in your hair, style it how you want, and you're good to go. Definitely recommend giving this a try. So head to the link in my description box or scan the QR code on the screen to try out IGK's smoothing spray and receive 25% off. You can also use code JBauth25 at checkout to receive 25% off your order. The sun has graced us with its presence, and I couldn't be more happy about that because it has been disgusting out the last couple days. It's felt like winter or it was raining. So, not good, but we are gonna dive back into the questions. I have so many questions to get to. Are you looking into / training for a half marathon? I would love to, in the future, run a half marathon. It was on my list for this year, but because of my knee injury, that definitely put a damper on things, and I do feel a bit apprehensive to start training because I worry that my knee pain will return, and I just really don't want to jeopardize this next contract. So for now, I think I need to just put a pause on that plan. Who's to say that I won't do it in the future? I definitely want to do it. It's on my bucket list of things to accomplish, and I'm hoping soon that I can start running once the weather gets warmer outside and just start really small. But like I said, I think for now we're gonna just put a pause on the half marathon dream, but definitely down the road. From one adult figure skater to another, do you have advice on how best to stay in shape? First of all, love that you also skate. That's so fun. I think that there's no one correct answer or like magic formula to staying in shape. I think you really have to reflect on what makes your body feel good and what you enjoy doing. I would never encourage someone to do a specific type of workout or eat a certain way if they didn't like it. And I do really think different things work for different people. Everyone has a different body type, different metabolic health, different interests. So for me, I really enjoy working out. I really like lifting weights, not heavy. I love working out with dumbbells, so that's what I try to focus on. I also really love to get movement in with activity. So pickleball, I haven't played pickleball in a while, but whenever I'm on a contract, I'm doing that like 3-4 times a week maybe. It's a really good way to get movement in without even realizing. Obviously, skating is a great way to exercise. I love Pilates. Pilates is so good for figure skaters specifically because it elongates your muscles and you're still working on strengthening those little muscles, but you're not gonna be like so sore that you can't skate and keep up with your training. So that's my 2 cents, but like I said, I am sharing this from a place of what works for me, what I enjoy. I don't have any certifications or degrees or anything like that, so yeah, you can take it with a grain of salt, but I suggest finding activity that is fun and doesn't feel like a chore. How are you? That's such a simple question, but honestly, very nice to be asked. I'm doing very well. To be honest, at the current moment, I'm a little bit stressed because I have a lot I need to get done before my trip next week, but I feel so grateful to have so much on the to-do list, so many awesome opportunities with social media, and I'm so excited to host my group trip next week and meet so many of you incredible subscribers. So it's gonna be such an exciting trip. I'm really excited for that. Just mentally preparing, physically preparing. Also, my body is doing good, my mental health is doing good. So all around, everything is great here. Have you ever seen the Christmas ice skating show at SeaWorld? It's beautiful. I have seen clips because I've had quite a few friends who performed in that show over the years. It's something that I've always wanted to do, but with the way that my contracts have lined up, I've always either been away at Christmas time or I'm just getting home at Christmas time. So the contract usually starts before then. So I haven't been able to skate in it, but maybe one day in the future. It looks like a really awesome show. The costumes are cute, sparkly, and it just seems like a fun show to perform in. Oh, we got another question about Coco. How old is Coco? Coco is currently 7 years old. Believe it or not, she still feels like a baby to me, and she still acts like a puppy in the sense that she has so much energy still. She's definitely like calmed down over the years, but she still has so much energy, and at any given second, if you want to play with her, she's gonna be running around the house. So she's very playful, very energetic.
But yeah, she's 7, so she is getting up there. She's getting to be an older lady. She's even getting a little bit of gray on the back of her neck, which just makes me want to cry every time because I don't want to accept that she is also aging. Any tips for feeling safe and secure while traveling abroad? Yeah. I think you should do a lot of research before you go so you know if there is an area to avoid. Definitely look into like the hotel or Airbnb that you're staying in beforehand. Make sure that it is legitimate and check the surrounding areas. Also, I would definitely recommend sharing your location with more than one person while you're away so that they can keep up with you and check in. I know they have these little lock things that you can put into like a hotel door to lock it extra. But my number one tip is to just stay very vigilant, be aware of your surroundings at all times. Like, it's so important to make sure you know what's going around you. Not every single situation can be avoided, but I do think that a lot of situations could be avoided if people were more careful and more aware of what's happening all the way around them, not just like directly in front of them. What's happening on the side, what's happening behind them. Like, you will catch me checking 360 degrees if I'm walking anywhere. Even in my town, I do that because you never know. Red wine or white? Can I say both? I love both. I love red and white wine. I only started liking red a couple years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, and I definitely have to be more in the mood for red, so I would say white in this situation because I love pretty much all whites except for Chardonnay, and I don't like white Zinfandel or Moscato. They're just too sweet for me. Chardonnay has a little bit of a strange aftertaste for me, but I love a Sauvignon Blanc, I love a Riesling, I love a Pinot Grigio. I'm not picky. I'm really not. What is one place you haven't been to yet that is still on your bucket list? I have a lot. I have too many. But quite a few of them I am going to be visiting this year, which is super exciting. Australia's been on my list for the longest time. Gonna be doing that this year. I am going to visit Singapore and Bali, which were also 2 other places on my bucket list. But honestly, I have so many that it's hard to say just one, but those are 3 that I will be checking off this year, and I'm super excited. What is one sentence you want to be able to say when you look back on your life? This is a good question. One sentence. It's hard to say a specific sentence, but something along the lines of having no regrets and doing everything that I wanted to. But yeah, I just have so many aspirations and dreams and places that I want to visit and things I want to do. So I just hope that when I look back at my life, I can say that I have done everything that I wanted and have absolutely no regrets doing them, or I didn't hold myself back from doing something. I didn't give you a very eloquent sentence, but you get the gist. Besides football and skating, of course, do you like any other sports? I love sports. I love them. Obviously with football, I'm a really big fan because I'm a diehard Bills fan, but if football is on the TV, I will watch it. I love watching gymnastics. I love watching skiing and snowboarding at the Olympics. I do enjoy baseball. My dad is a baseball coach, so I grew up watching that a lot. I do really like baseball, and I do like hockey, but I don't watch hockey if it's on the TV. Back in the day, the Buffalo Sabres used to be really good, but nowadays, not so much. But I do enjoy all sports. Also, I got into rugby in college because a lot of my friends were on the club rugby team, so I would go and watch the games every single weekend, like literally every Saturday I was there. So that was really fun, and I did come to learn the rules. I would never play it because it's just so aggressive, but it's fun to watch. Favorite ship life hobbies? Ship life hobby. I don't even know. I guess pickleball or walking on the track. Those are my 2 favorite ship life hobbies. I also love when they have a sip and paint night. So they'll do like wine and cheese and they'll have painting utensils. So they'll have canvases and a bunch of paint and you can just sip your wine, chat with people, socialize, and paint something. That activity I really love. How do you handle expenses since you aren't working daily when you're home? People might not realize it, but social media is a full-time job for me, which I feel so lucky to say. It's awesome. So I am actually working when I am home, and I'm also working on the ship, but when I'm on the ship, I'm working 2 jobs at once. So I am still getting a paycheck while I'm home, which is awesome, and it's also giving me more flexibility to take a longer break because I'm still earning. Before I was getting paid from social media, I was and I still am very smart about my money, so I saved almost all of my money from my contract so that I had money to spend while I was on vacation. So that's sort of how I did it in the past, and now, like I said, I'm making money still. If you were stranded on an island, what is one thing you have to have? Oh my gosh, one thing? One thing? How deserted are we talking? Because I'm like an endless supply of water, or maybe like a filtered water bottle so I can take seawater and filter it out so that I can drink it, or a bikini. That was my initial thought. I was like, I need a bikini. If I'm on a deserted island, I can go swimming. But also, like, maybe there's something more logical, like sunscreen, or I don't know, something for survival. Maybe a tent. I don't know. Let's take a pause on the questions. I'm gonna go have some lunch. Lunch today, we've got a Greek yogurt parfait. This is like my go-to lunch whenever I'm home. We've got some blueberries, strawberries, and this high-protein granola. Got it from Wegmans, and it's so tasty. It's cinnamon walnut flavor, and it is delish. Package just came in the mail. Was not expecting anything. Package from Youth to the People, which I always love. Ooh, looks like a restock. Little restock of some goodies. I've got the Glow Serum, Smooth and Glow Serum, which I use every morning and evening. And then the Air Whip Moisture Cream, which is great. So I'm not sure why I received that, but thank you, Youth to the People. I have in fact made another coffee. It was a small one, to be honest. There's a lot of ice in here and not very much coffee, but I just wanted like a little more. So jumping back into the questions, I actually got quite a few questions about my upcoming group trip and if I'm gonna host another one. So I am definitely thinking about hosting another in the future. We have been talking a little bit about planning another group trip, so nothing is set in stone yet, but it's definitely something that I am looking into and I wanna do because I know a lot of you wanted to join this one, but the timing just didn't work out. So keep an eye out in the future. I mean, not like any news is coming very, very soon, but that is definitely something I will be trying to organize down the road. Okay, going back on a cruise ship again. So yes, I have another contract coming up. If you missed it, I did post an announcement video, so I talk all about that. I'll have that linked below for you, but very excited. Are you gonna live long-term in Buffalo? I can't say 1000% no, but there's a good possibility that I will not be living here. I don't see myself settling down here just because I know how many beautiful places around the world there are. And even in the country, I've seen so much, and I think it would be a disservice to myself to settle down in a place that I grew up in. As much as I love Buffalo, like I truly love Buffalo, it's a great place to live, a great place to settle down, but I don't know, I just see myself somewhere else. I won't say 100% no, but chances are I probably will not. Okay, best age to start our toddler in ice skating. She's almost 4. That's so exciting. I would say the sooner the better. The older that kids get, I think the harder it is to get into it, which is not to say if you start later in life that you can't still be successful. My mom started when she was 12 years old, so she started late, if you will, and she ended up skating in Disney on Ice. So anything is possible. I would say 4 or 5 would be probably the best time, even 6. I started when I was 4, but I was almost 5 years old. So I think that's a pretty average age for kids to start skating.
Best way to still feel connected to friends who live all over the world. My favorite way is to send voice memos or photos or like videos of memories together. I don't know, anytime I'm thinking about a specific person, I'll just send a voice memo because obviously it can be difficult to align schedules, especially with time change, to have a call. So it's nice to send voice memos back and forth. And also like when I stumble across an old picture together or video that made me smile or laugh, like I always send it with a little message. So that is what I do, but it can be difficult, especially the longer that I work on ships, the more friends I make, and I just meet so many incredible people. So it's really hard to keep up with everyone. As you know, as an adult, it's just very hard to keep up even with your closest friends sometimes. Like we're all busy. We all have a lot of things going on. So I think it's like any friendship, but I'm so used to doing like long distance friendship with everyone because rarely am I home. I'm always like on a ship or traveling somewhere. How do you always find the best restaurants / hidden gems when you travel? I do a little bit of research beforehand. It depends where I'm going. Oftentimes, if I'm in port, like during a contract, I usually just walk around everywhere and stumble upon things. For food, I usually look at recommendations. So I'll use like Instagram and TikTok as search engines. Like I will not go on Google and look. I will literally go on Instagram Reels or TikTok and find videos because I'm such a visual person. Like I want to see it, but I also want to get the vibe. So that is how I usually find places. YouTube is also a great way to look because a lot of people make like travel vlogs and share recommendations. Do you know how to speak another language? Sadly, I don't. That is a resolution for this year, is to improve Spanish because I did study it in school many years ago. At one point I was learning Russian, but that is a very, very complicated language and I don't really foresee myself needing to use that, whereas Spanish could definitely be more useful, especially when traveling. And within the US, so many people speak Spanish fluently, so working on it. I see you do a lot of drills and training. Have you ever had to assist in an actual emergency situation? We have had medical situations arise at all skates, but never anything beyond that, which I'm grateful for. But we are very, very trained and we go over our duties every single week during crew drill. Favorite trip you've ever been on? This is a tough one. Oh my gosh. I cannot pick just one. A couple years back, I took a trip to Edinburgh with my boyfriend and we had such a good time. Like that city is so cool. I would love to visit again. We kind of like grouped a few things together. So we did London as well at the beginning, which that was awesome. I did study abroad there, so it was fun to be back. And I just truly love that city so much. If it wasn't so expensive, I'd probably be living there. And then another trip that was so much fun was the Virgin Voyages cruise with my mom. We've never had like a trip like that together and we just had the best time. It was so much fun. We did so many cool excursions and activities and it was very special. So those were awesome. Also, my family, like my parents and my brother and I did a family trip to Italy the year before I graduated college. That was very special. I documented like the first 2 days of that trip and then my camera broke. So if you dig really far back on YouTube, it's somewhere in the mix. Would you ever consider writing a book? That is truly something that never came to my mind to do. I don't know if I'd be able to write a book because that just seems like a huge undertaking. As much as I love to talk and I could just yap for hours, I don't think I could articulate all of my thoughts and organize them neatly into chapters. And I also don't even know what the book would be about because I feel like if I just write an autobiography, you already know what's going on in my life based on my vlogs. But it would be really cool. Like I know some people do that and I respect them so much, but I don't know if I personally could do that. Honestly, never say never because you just never know what life is going to throw at you or what opportunities could arise. So, favorite skincare. Oh my gosh. This is a difficult one because I have a lot of faves. I would say for like tinted skincare, Typology 1000%. I love their tinted serum and their tinted concealer. I wear it every day. I'm wearing it today. La Roche-Posay, love. And the Youth to the People like superfood cleanser, I have been rocking with that for a long time. I love that. But it's hard to say because I do sometimes switch it up and there's a lot of great products that I love and use, but those are the current faves. If you had to pick one season to be stuck in for an entire year, what season would you pick? Summer. 100% summer. I don't know why I even pondered that thought for half a second, because summer is my favorite season. I love the sun. I am a July baby, so I'm a Leo. First day of Leo, actually. I definitely have strong Leo tendencies, but I feel like I am a little bit of a Cancer as well. If you know about astrology, let me know, because I don't know the whole like ins and out and intricacies, like the houses and things like that. I don't understand, but I would say I am a true Leo for sure. Getting off topic though, I love summer. I just love the heat. I love the sun. I love the warmth. I love all the summer fashion, all the activities outside. I love swimming. I love rollerblading. Like yeah, summer. Summer is my favorite. What is your favorite skating move? My favorite skating move is probably a star butterfly. I think that's my favorite, or like a solid back scratch. I love me a back scratch. They are a crowd pleaser. Like people love them. And also I can spin pretty fast, not to like toot my own horn, but it's just a fun spin to do. Okay, let's pick one more and then we'll take a pause. I got to do some work. What was your favorite thing about college? Guys, you are giving me some good questions today. My favorite thing about college. If there's one thing about me, it's that I cannot pick just one singular thing. When people ask me what was my favorite this or that, I can never just pick one. I have to give you like at least 3 options. I'd have to say the social aspect of college, but I would also say the learning, which I'll elaborate on. The social aspect of college was probably my favorite aspect of college, because I met some of my best friends in college and we just had such a solid group of people that I met pretty early on into college, and we just were like this throughout the whole 4 years. There was always something going on. I have never been like a crazy party or anything like that, but there were obviously an abundance of parties. So parties were always like a good time if you are with a good group of people. So that was fun. I was also involved in a sorority, so that was a lot of socializing, which was awesome. Like we had so many sisterhood events, so we did a lot of bonding things. We did like craft night, movie night, we did community service together, and we met a lot of people and networked a lot within the sorority, so that was really special. And like I mentioned earlier, I had quite a few friends on the rugby team, so we had just like a really solid base. We would sit together in the student union for lunch every single day, so like we had probably like 10 or 15 tables like combined together. So it was this really long table, and it was just like the unspoken rule that that's where we would sit for lunch. So we just had a big group of friends and we always met there for lunch, and we did stuff together on the weekends and stuff. I don't know. It was awesome. But I did also love what I studied. I went to school for fashion, and the fashion program at Buffalo State is exceptional. You know what? We can talk about college like a different time, but what I will say is I loved my program. I learned so much and it was very hands-on, which I enjoyed. And if you need a school to go to for fashion that's still affordable, you should go to Buff State. If you guys want to hear more about my college experience, I could make a video about that, but maybe you don't want to hear that. I just can't believe that I graduated 6 years ago. Okay, that's enough questions for now. I need to lock in and get some editing done, and then we will resume this in a bit. I lost track of time a little bit. It's 8 o'clock. I have in fact been editing this whole time, but we're gonna take a pause. I need to cook dinner. I am hungry. What do I want to eat? I don't have any couscous because I was thinking of making a Mexican bowl. I have some corn, I have some peppers. I mean, I do have peppers, but I have beans. What do I want to make? I'm feeling really lazy right now to cook. Oh, you know what I have? I have an idea. I have this like teriyaki chicken from Trader Joe's. I don't know where it is, but I have it somewhere. And I have leftover rice, so I could do that if I can locate. Oh, there it is. Is this it? Mandarin? No, this is my parents. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, back to the original plan. I just
found this Mexican cauliflower rice from Trader Joe's. So I am gonna make my Mexican bowl just because I have this and I have the leftovers that I wanna use. While that's doing its thing, we're gonna answer a couple more questions. How did you learn to film and edit videos? I actually taught myself. Self-taught, but I studied at YouTube Academy. That's a joke, obviously. Whenever I wanted to do something specific with editing, I usually looked on YouTube, found a video, and learned it from there. So there's a ton of helpful editing tools on YouTube. Also, there's a lot of really useful like filming techniques and things like that, but that is where I learned. But also I think just like as you do it more, you improve naturally, like anything. I don't know if you can hear me. I got a lot of questions about Callum. There's nothing new here. He's still on Utopia. His contract ends in June. So he's still there and I'm obviously home. Dinner is served. If you haven't had this cauliflower rice from Trader Joe's and you like spicy, try it out. It has a really good little spice to it. Now that that is made, we can answer some more questions. I got a few questions about food, which I love. So I need to find those. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? That is a very easy question for me to answer. I would choose avocado toast with 2 eggs, or 3 eggs actually. That's an ideal breakfast. I could eat eggs every meal of my life and never get sick of them. I don't know what it is. I just love them. The other food related question, where was it? Please pause. My mother is calling me. Hello?
Hang on.
Hey, we're back. And I found the message finally. Where do you get all your cooking recipes from? They always look amazing. Believe it or not, I actually don't follow recipes unless I want something like really specific that I want to try out, something new. But usually I just eyeball it or just come up with it based on things that I know I like to eat or things that I order out. And I'm also a creature of habit when it comes to food. Like I love trying new things, but if I have a meal I really like, I could eat it over and over and over and over. Like tonight's. What's a trick on the ice you want to learn how to do? Hydroblade. I don't know if I'll actually ever be able to do it because my hips are really turned in. So that definitely holds me back from a few different skating tricks. But it's such a cool show trick. Oh my God, there's so many good questions, but I just simply cannot get to all of them. What are your favorite artists / playlists to listen to? Truth be told, I love pop music. Very mainstream. You know, I just like a catchy tune. I absolutely love Harry Styles. I'm like always playing his music. Quinn92, really like his music. I love Coldplay. I don't know all of Coldplay's songs, but I just love the vibe of Coldplay. Why can't I think of any artist I listen to? I love Adele. I like Sabrina Carpenter. You know, actually, who I really like is Billie Eilish. Her voice is phenomenal. And honestly, the Joe Bros. And Justin Bieber, obviously, but he's not making new music now. I have a lot. It's very hard to pick, but I think the genre I listen to the most is pop. I also do like country pop, not like true country, but yeah, I enjoy country. I'm gonna finish this and then we'll answer a couple more. Alrighty, I just cleaned up everything. Dinner was delicious. We're gonna answer a couple more questions. There are quite a few questions in the bunch regarding my next contract, and I'm gonna save those for a future video, so keep an eye out for that. But I got so many responses, so thank you everyone. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's where I always have you submit them. So if you want to maybe be featured in a future vlog or a future Q&A, I should say, follow me there. I want to answer this one because a few people asked me. It says, how do you overcome people watching you while you film yourself? And honestly, the only thing I can say is exposure therapy. Like the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel and the less you'll think about it. The mass majority has social media nowadays, so I feel like it's very normalized, and it should be. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I do understand how it could be a bit uncomfortable or nerve-wracking to like talk to a camera in public. At the end of the day, most of the people that you see when doing that, you're never gonna see again. And even if you do, they probably are too focused on themselves and their own life to even notice or to care about what you're doing. And I mean that in the most positive way ever. Like, they are focused on what they're doing and themselves, that they might look at you, see what you're doing, and then just move along. So if you're watching this and you're really wanting to get into YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, whatever, like, just start. And I promise the more you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna get. Why did you stop competing in the figure skating world? Love your videos. Well, thank you. So I always knew I wanted to do professional shows. So I decided to continue competing throughout college. And after college is when I was going to transition into professional life. I did, however, have a really serious hip injury my last season. I tore my labrum. I did actually compete like 4 extra months with a torn labrum because I'm stubborn and I didn't want to end the season early. And I also kind of knew that with that surgery, it would be the end of my competitive career. So I wanted to go out with a bang and finish strong, and that's exactly what I did. So the injury definitely didn't end my career per se, because I have been able to continue many years after that, but I did stop competing once I had that surgery. Okay, one more question. Let's make it a good one. I feel like this one is kind of fun and no one's ever asked me it. So the question is, do you have a curfew when working on board? No, there is no such thing as a crew member curfew. Most of the crew members actually work very late. I am one of the few that, if it's not a show night, I finish pretty early. If it is a show night, like there's some ships that I would finish around 1 in the morning. But yeah, no, curfews are not a thing on board. I am going to end today's video here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I answered some of the questions you hopefully wanted to know. Like I said, I'm going to be filming another video all about my upcoming contract. That's why I didn't answer any questions relating to that, but that is coming in the future. So subscribe if you are not already. I have my group trip next week, so lots of fun content coming soon. And I love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.